Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Enigmatica 6 single player Let's Play series. There was a pretty big update in between episodes to the mod pack. We're now on version, Enigmatica 6 version, oh shoot, what is it? What are we at now? It's some like really new change, like 26 or something. Here we go. 0.5.24. And normally I'm not too concerned about these changes. I don't mention them in the pack all that too much. Just because, we're here for the mods and for the mod pack. We're not really here for all the details and the changes. But one of the real big changes is, first of all, if you weren't aware, this pack does have an expert mode, and I probably should have played with that, but when I first started this Let's Play series, it didn't exist yet. They had not finished the expert mode pack. Or really, it's a quest setting more than anything. The pack is the same. It's identical. It's just a setting. What is it? Enigma. Oh, I don't remember. There's a setting for it though. I think maybe. Oh, you know what? I think it's a setting like a file. But all that ranting aside, the biggest change is actually in our quests. So we have a lot of new quests now that we did not have previously, and I feel like we're in for it now. We're in the deep end, if you would. So getting started, it claims that it's not complete. It should be though. Building is about the same. Most of these are generally about the same, but there's an entirely new section here for expert. And the expert pack doesn't really change too terribly much, but this basically allows you to sort of prove your greatness. And we do have a lot of opportunities here to do that because we're going to have to do everything anyway. So a lot of these things really are going to happen regardless, like the nuclear physics side of things. So if we look at the dependencies for a lot of these, it kind of goes back to things like the machine frames, and then there's some hidden quests. There are some stages that are not possible for us at the moment. So I don't know if my pack has been misconfigured. I'll play around with it and just make sure. But I think this means that we have a lot more ahead of us. Now, all of that fun stuff aside, it looks like my pack is configured roughly correctly, so I think everything is okay. But there has been a thing or two that I've done in between episodes. So let me show you those things real quick, because it's been pretty monumental, but at the same time, it wasn't so important that it was really worth throwing into this Let's Play episode. So let's go. So yeah, you've no doubt noticed that that flugel tiara and my ability to fly around, as you can see, is going very nicely. And if ever I'm working on some sort of a creative build, I can always just come over here and go to my flugel, or Aya flugel, and just put it in my hotbar. And whenever I do run out of those little feather icons, I will in fact still be able to fly regardless. So there are some fun pieces of this, like the ability to just zoom. That's pretty fun. But yeah, overall, I'm just kind of very impressed with how far we've been able to get so far in this pack, especially with Botania. So yeah, as you also saw in that clip, I made several more Kekimuruses, so now we have 4 more for a total of 6, and that's why all of our mana pools are completely stuffed to the brim, and that has been a very, very good thing to just kind of have around. So I'm very happy with the fact that I made that decision, just because it's been very, very, very helpful for us. As we progress through this pack, we won't have to wait nearly as long on a lot of our different resources and such. So yeah, otherwise, like I said, there are lots of little updates that they've put in this pack. We now have the chisel mod, which may have been around for a little while. I actually did not notice that was the case. We have gotten a lot of mod updates and a lot of little fixes. Apparently my mechanism tank, the dynamic tank I was using, has a duplication glitch with the insightful crystals that I was also using. So that's a bit of a bummer, but I'm glad that was fixed, because I never intended for that to be a bug that I used or exploited. I didn't even realize it was a bug. I was just looking for a large tank to store stuff in, and that was the first thing that came to mind. So anyways, it looks like everything that we've gotten set up here has gotten completely filled up to the brim, and as promised, the Bifrost blocks are here. And everything's still looking pretty dang good. So why don't we dive into the couple of quests that we've already incidentally finished. I'm just going to go ahead and accept all the loot rewards, and just get these things out of the way so that the little red exclamation point doesn't bother me anymore. And what I'll probably do is, if any of these quests were already finished before, I will probably go through and finish them up again. That way, any progress that we had said we had made, that we were happy with, and we were in a good place, we don't have to go through and redo. Wow, this has definitely gotten a bit of extra stuff. Ammunition from Pneumaticraft. Wow, just so much new stuff thrown in here. Charging upgrades? What is this from? Oh, more Pneumaticraft. I didn't know Pneumaticraft had an armor set now. That's pretty cool. So let's stop rambling and let's just get into it, huh? So today we want to finish up Botania so that we will be free of this quest line, but more importantly, just have a lot more fun stuff that we can do, because I've never done this part of Botania before. So, in doing that, we will need to get started with a couple of things. There is water from the Well of Mimir, which is a sacred water sourced from the very tree of life, whose roots reach deep into all the realms. Dare you drink the water, which is reserved for divinity. Obtaining this forbidden drink will require tapping into Yggdrasil itself by making a proxy that will bind to it. Craft a branch of Yggdrasil. I'm sorry, I always am terrible at pronouncing these things. Right-click with the yellow horn and supply it with mana from a mana spreader. Well, I think we're good on the mana part. We have tons of it, and after some time, the horn will fill and may be consumed. So we need to make this. I think that should be easy enough. We should have everything we need for Horn of the Wild. And we just need to yoink that in there. That didn't seem to use all that much. And then the other component to this quest is the branch. Okay. Do we have any of these left? Okay. We will need to make some Terra Steel then. So my favorite way of doing that is just by... Oh, I forgot we now have the extraterrestrial agglomeration plate, so it does happen to pop up here. But my favorite way of doing that is just to type in the recipe and click on this, and then when you hit the plus sign, it'll give you everything that's involved in the ingredients. Anyways, easy enough. We're at the point now where Terra Steel is not a problem. So, if we put this guy here, and put that there, I believe, and then you said you needed a burst of mana, so maybe we should put it somewhere where we can actually give it a healthy dose of mana. Maybe we put it here. Okay, so, oh, I see. That's pretty neat. Okay, so I'm just going to sit here and wait until this fills up. That way you don't have to sit around and wait with me. And would you look at that? It just filled. So that is the quest. Oh, that got us more flasks. Those are always fun. Oh, Rune of Gluttony. Those are not fun to make, so I'm actually very grateful for that. I'm going to yoink this. I don't know if we're going to need this permanently, and if we do, then what I'll probably do is move the Petal Apothecary, because it does not have to be here. We'll just have to see. So, that gives us water from the well. Now, this, the rune tablet, with the wisdom of Aesir safely secured, it becomes clear the only way forward is to take a step back and redouble your efforts against the guardian of this land, Gaia. Bait her once more with a Gaia spirit ingot and call her forth for another bout. With the knowledge of Mimir, you will obtain a rune tablet from Fimbultir upon Guardian of Gaia 2. Interesting. So this rune tablet is a drop, huh? That's actually kind of cool. Okay, so let's make more of these. Like I said, just going to use my little shortcut that I like to use here to quickly grab the 3 ingredients rather than having to type them all in. And we should have plenty of Gaia Spirit, because I've been kind of grinding for it in between episodes to make sure that we'll never end up in need. So now that I have this knowledge, do I drink from it? As you drink from the water of the Well of Mimir, you gain knowledge about things you could never imagine in your wildest dreams. So yes, I would say that that was the correct move. So let's go to at Botania Flask. I want to grab all of my flasks that I've already had a couple of sips from, just to make sure that everything doesn't... I doubt we're going to have any problems with this fight. I never think we will, but since it is slightly different in the whole drops aspect, I just want to make 100% sure that we're not going to have any issues. Looks like I might need to reset my resource pack. Okay, so this time we should have gotten there it is. There's the rune tablet of Fimbultyr. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but honestly, I do apologize. This is the whole you know, olden language type of pronunciation has never really been my forte, which is kind of, I don't know. If you don't know, I am Hispanic, so my tongue does not like to do sort of the more Nordic wording because I have that very Latin tongue. We got more Gaia spirits because I already got that number 4, or that I rolled on the side 4, which I already had done. So that gets us I say dream again. Oh, we got some elementium and the rune of envy. You know what? That is not too shabby. So what I'm going to do is take a look at our quest, because I don't know how this thing functions. I believe what we need is a bunch of runes, but also a bunch of rune stands or something. Yeah, rune holder. Here we go. I don't know that a master one would make any difference, but I think we're doing well enough on emeralds. Yeah, we're gonna go for the master ones. Let's grab some. I should actually quickly process these. So I should have. Don't I have another flux spore? I guess I never made one. Well, I do have my enigmatic fortunizer. I guess isn't designed to pick this thing up, is it? Let's go. Or I guess it's really not the enigmatic fortunizer. It's the other guy. Let's go check on that then. That slightly concerns me. Not too terribly much. Let's see. Ore processing. My Ginny, that's right. Oh. Okay, well, things have not been going great here. Okay, we got it sorted out. It turns out, for some reason, the router was turned off. I don't know why I did not do that. So hey, who knows? But it definitely is working now. So you can see, on occasion, you'll see the little beams of stuff come through with the little orange lights. Little orange lasers, rather, for the fluorite coming through. So, all good there. Awesome. So now that we are, in fact, actually getting that taken care of like I thought we were, let's continue on with our quest to make a whole bunch of master rune holders, which means we're going to need to turn a whole bunch of redstone into mana powder. And now, using the mana powder and some emeralds, I don't know exactly how many of these we will ever need at one point. Let's see. So we need, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Looks like 20 is the most. That's not bad. That's only 60 emeralds. So there's that. And I have no clue how to set this up. And I don't know that we're going to even have enough space to do that. We're going to have to figure that part out as well. We may end up having to move some of our stuff here. I don't know. No idea. So the next thing that it wants us to get is the Blood of Kvasir, which is this very straightforward recipe. Now, I need to get a wandering villager. And that might take a little while, considering that they're pretty dang random. But they tend to like to hang out around here, so I'm hopeful that maybe if we sleep or something, we'll just have one? I don't know. Let's just see kind of what happens. We're gonna have to play it by ear anyway, so we'll just have to play around with it. Yeah, this is the thing that was saying it was giving us, or that was unbalanced or had a potential issue. I also revamped up our little bookshelf area here with some draconic end shelves, which are the reason that I've been grabbing all these dragon heads, and then standard end shelves, which are these, and then a couple of them. Where are they? This one, I think, actually is the only one that is a pearlescent end shelf. Turns out we don't have a whole heck of a ton of what are they called? End rods, right? Yeah. But this is pretty cool, and I thought you'd find this kind of funny. If we took a look at something kind of simple like a stone sword, we can now enchant. Ooh. Oh, this is a Tinkerstone stone sword. We do have the Elementium swords from Botania. We can now enchant up to level 100. And most of it is Eterna, which is good. Arcana would be even better to have, like, overall, but where we're at right now is that we have a ton of Eterna. So that's pretty exciting. Anyways, I don't really know what to do to get a wandering villager to spawn, which is kind of a nuisance. So I guess what I can do, because they're not going to spawn all the way up here. That's part of the problem, right? Is they won't appear up here at all. No chance. So we can go ahead and get this set up and kind of see what this is going to take. We're going to need a mana glass vial. We're going to need some of that Alph steel. I think I actually still have some. Yeah, we still have some nuggets. And there's probably a way to make the other components here, right? So we need this, which means we're going to need a couple of different things. So let's take a look at these and get them bookmarked up real quick and see exactly how this is going to go. So I'm not done with all the crafting. I'm not even close, but there were a couple of these things that I figured I could go ahead and put down, so it made most sense to just do it before I accidentally use them somewhere else. So I placed this in the shape that it needed to go in. I have no idea how the tablet works. Maybe we should take a look at our Akashic Tome. I don't know if this is going to have anything in it, but let's see about the tablet. Here we go, rune. The central rune holder must be a master rune holder. Uh-oh. I don't think we needed 20 of these. I don't know. We're going to find out, I guess, huh? And we also needed these runes of summer. And they were here. Right? So I think that's the setup. And that's not terribly large. There are a couple of other larger setups, but it's pretty cool. I kind of like this. Again, I think these probably needed to be normal ones. I should have read the manual. I just didn't even think about it. But that's okay. Again, I'm not too terribly concerned about that. Back to crafting. All right, and that should be the last of our runes for the runes of Helheim and otherwise. So those are now there. Again, I don't know if this is going to work without the... I misused the master rune holders, so we're going to just have to see how that works. But at this point, I'm sort of just doomed to wait for a wandering trader, as far as I can tell. Not my favorite mechanic to have to use something so incredibly uncommon and frustrating to get a hold of. But hey, you know, whatever. I'm not going to complain. Just going to sit here and wait around for a little bit, maybe get a couple other things done. So since there's no vanilla way to increase the rate of these spawning, there's no summoning ritual for them either. And I am in an IRL time crunch because I have to go dog sitting tomorrow where I won't be with my normal recording setup. I've taken the liberty of spawning one in because I just don't have time. I do apologize if this is heartbreaking to you. I have all of these spawners, and I'm just going to take all of them and delete them, and that's going to be my exchange because I don't really care whatever I may have a spawner of, or how special that may be to me in the future. I do feel bad about having to take this step, especially in a Let's Play. I just, again, IRL time crunches are rough, and I just can't afford to waste hours and hours and hours. So I'm going to take care of all these spawners really quickly, and then we will capture our wandering trader. Actually, let's do that real quick with a mob imprisonment tool. You cannot do that. Okay, how about a lead? Either a normal one or one of these. I don't really care. I thought it was punch. Okay. So is there just absolutely there's no way to get that moved around, huh? Okay, well, that's gonna be kind of a pain. Yeah, you just chill out there for the time being. Let me get these spawners deleted. That way we feel more or less like it's a fair trade. Okay, again with feeling. This is... Still, ritual is known to you and you feel to have the power to perform it. However, something seems to be wrong with the ingredients. Is there something that's supposed to go in the center? See, this is where I'm not certain what we're supposed to do with these. So let me do some more reading. Okay, we're supposed to throw them near the Master Rune Holder. That makes some sense. That's not one of them though. There we go. So we do that, we do that. We do this, and a wandering trader. Yep, he just got dead murdered. Well, this is cool. So I also read that you get back all of these except for the ones located in the center. So that tells me that we're going to have to kill each and every time. One Gaia Guardian. But actually, wait, no, it looks like we don't need to. Now, I think we may have some honey from our adventures. We do. So there's the mead. And there's our Botania quest. Look at that. I am very excited to finally get into this in depth. I get just the Luminizer. This whole setup wasn't that bad. Now, I have no idea what the mead does. I'm assuming this is the thing. Let's see. After drinking it, you'll be able to step into the portal to Alpheim and travel to Alpheim yourself. If you accidentally break your portal, you can fix the frame by throwing Dragonstone in. Well, we also have access to our stuff. So why don't we go in? Oh, we're actually going to go in. I've never done this before. I'm excited. Okay, so this is Alfheim. Okay. There are pixies. There's Dreamwood. It just grows. Okay. That's interesting. Some pretty difficult mobs here. Some petal apothecaries of the different variants. Well, this is pretty cool. Elven Bee. Actually, that's pretty neat. There's a lot of stuff here. Like, it's a lot more than I thought it would be. I thought it would just be kind of a goofy faux dimension. But there's these guys, too. These are the faint ones, right? Or the motifs, I guess, now. But the day blooms were a thing of the past. And the nightshade, I think, was the other one. I honestly don't remember. It has been ages since we've even seen those. This is super cool. Oh, and look at this. It's the golden grass from Botania. Honestly, this is pretty neat. I think... Oh, this has lava. I think that this is going to be the end of our episode. And I think next episode, we're going to do some terrain and... why did I say terrain? Next episode, I want to do some dimension, not terrain, dimension exploring. Because there are other dimensions that we want to get into as well. And so I really, really, really want to do that because there's just so very much. I guess all of our quests from a lot of different tiers got reset. So yeah, there's definitely a whole heck of a lot that I still want to explore. So I'm going to grab our Eye of the Flugel, and we're going to do a lot of exploration in the next episode. So I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed recording it. Again, I do apologize for having to do some shifty, shady, cheaty things. If I had all the time in the world, I would do this, but I just now realized the night before I'm going to go dog sit that I have no movie or no Let's Play episodes pre-recorded to edit while I'm there to get published. So I hope you will forgive me. I hope you understand. And if you have a better punishment that you can think of in return for having to do some cheaty business, please let me know in the comments, and I will absolutely go for the punishment that you choose. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. I'm going to get attacked. He missed.